So the LEGO Star Wars theme is about to break records by releasing the first ever $1,000 LEGO set. That's going to be the big UCS Death Star releasing later on this year. And that got me thinking, how long is it going to take for LEGO Harry Potter to give us a $1,000 LEGO set? And you're probably thinking, quite some time. But I wouldn't agree. The LEGO Harry Potter theme has been one of the best selling themes for LEGO for the past few years, with LEGO releasing more and more sets every single year. Just look at the January wave we're meant to be getting next year, for example. You can see the video on that right here. And many people don't know, but LEGO have been releasing sets big enough to be at a $1,000 price point for a lot longer than people think. What I mean by that is the 2017 UCS Millennium Falcon released back in 2017 at $800 US. However, if that set was released today, it would retail for over $1,000 US because of inflation. Now this set hasn't retired, and LEGO have slightly increased the price of the set, but they've only increased the retail price by about $50 US in the span of 8 years. So they're actually making less money on that set today than back when it was sold in 2017. That means that the new Death Star that's releasing this year is probably just going to be about the same size as that Millennium Falcon. It's breaking the record in terms of the retail price, not the size of the set, which I think most people are expecting. So when you look at it this way, a $1,000 LEGO Harry Potter set in the near future is actually a lot more likely than you'd think. So what sets could LEGO release that hit that $1,000 price point realistically? Well, obviously it's going to have to be some big UCS set, which we usually get a couple of every single year. This year it's going to be a big Hogsmeade Village, which should be getting revealed in a couple of weeks now. Last year was the Burrow, then it was Gringotts, then it was the Hogwarts Express, then it was the Hogwarts Icon set, then it was Diagon Alley, and obviously that big 2018 UCS Hogwarts Castle. Speaking of which, that set retailed back in the day for $400 US in 2018 and is still on sale today. However, $400 in 2018 would actually be worth closer to $550 to $600 US in today's money. And considering LEGO only did half of the castle, there's actually been some mock builders and other third-party companies that have gone ahead and finished the entire castle. If that thing was released today, that would be worth easily over $1,000 US. So that's one set which I think is definitely a likely candidate to meet that $1,000 threshold. Now that set obviously releasing in 2018 and it's still being on sale today in 2025 proves it's very popular. Another big collectible set which had a long shelf life of 7-8 plus years, for example the UCS Death Star in 2018, once it retired they just re-released it a couple years later with slight changes, and I think there's always going to be a demand for a big Hogwarts castle because Harry Potter is so popular, and it's going to be even more popular with the new HBO Max series coming out soon. LEGO has the opportunity to bring us a brand new variant of that castle, one that is complete, one that maybe replicates the Battle of Hogwarts from the Deathly Hallows, or maybe one that is based on the new Hogwarts castle from the HBO series, because obviously it's going to be a completely different design. But either way, I think that is probably the most likely set to meet that $1,000 price point. But let's run through some more ideas. Now the next idea I think is possible because LEGO has never made this set before, and that is a big UCS Quidditch pitch. For me, this is the #1 most obvious set which I think all the Harry Potter community desperately wants from LEGO, which they just haven't done yet. They've obviously released LEGO Quidditch playsets, but they're not anywhere near the sort of set that we actually want. I want at least a full Quidditch pitch. All the sets we've had so far have just been 3 of the 6 goal hoops, so we've only had half the pitch. But beyond that, I want a full-on stadium. I want the players from all 4 different houses, where we usually only get 2. I want other minifigures to fill the stands. I want this to be absolutely huge. And meeting all these requirements for this set, having a big stadium, having a ground, having stands all around, having all of these minifigures, because you've got to remember there's 7 players per team, so 4 teams for the 4 houses. That's 28 minifigures just in the Quidditch players alone. So I can definitely see this set being about $1,000 US, which is probably why LEGO haven't released it yet. Now before we get into the next idea, I just want to let you guys know I've got a Whatnot live stream taking place this weekend on Saturday the 26th of July at 7 PM UK time. During this live stream, I'm going to be selling over 150 LEGO Harry Potter minifigures. I've also got a bunch of LEGO Harry Potter giveaways as well, so it's going to be a great time. Now, if you don't know what Whatnot is, It's a live stream platform which has a great community and chat, and I always love talking to you guys about Lego and Harry Potter, and during these live streams I auction off some Lego Harry Potter minifigures. Now I start all of them at just £1, and if you sign up to Whatnot using my special link pinned at the top of the comment section or at the top of the description, or using the QR code on screen now, you'll be given £10 if you're in the UK, €10 if you're in Europe, and $15 if you're in the US of free credit to use in my live stream. That way you can join and pick up some free Lego Harry Potter minifigures. It's a no-brainer, but even if you don't want to buy anything, it's definitely worth coming just to hang out. And also all the Lego Harry Potter giveaways I run as well are all completely free to enter, so you don't want to miss out on that. But I'll see you guys on my next Whatnot live stream on Saturday the 26th of July at 7 PM UK time. Now let's get back to the video. Now the third idea is a UCS Ministry of Magic. Now I've actually started my own Ministry of Magic build, which I need to complete at some point, but I think this would easily reach $1,000 due to the amount of iconic scenes we would need to cram in there. Forgetting the playset Ministry of Magic set we got a few years ago because that was just terrible, I would like to see the Atrium, where Voldemort and Dumbledore have their iconic duel. This would also include the row of fireplaces, the Fountain of Magical Brethren with the offices on the wall, which is similar to the build that I made, but I would also extend it to include the courtroom, some of the other offices like Lucius Malfoy's office, Cornelius Fudge's office, the Minister for Magic, and also Arthur Weasley's office, who obviously works in the Misuse of Muggle Artifacts office. We could also have Umbridge's office as well. And then we have the Department of Mysteries, where we have the Prophecy Room, and also the Archway Room, where we have the duel between the Auras and the Death Eaters. The minifigures in this set would just be endless, and I think at this sort of scale it would easily reach $1,000. The next idea is actually an inspiration from my friend BrightestWitchBricks, who made an Azkaban mock. This Azkaban prison mock was just absolutely fantastic, especially with the lighting features, and as you can see with the amount of Dementors and just the sheer size of this build, something like this would far exceed $1,000. BrightestWitchBricks did an amazing job with this mock, and I've left a link to her Instagram and YouTube channel down in the description for you to follow. Make sure to check out her stuff. I don't think Lego would make it quite this size because this would probably be like a $3,000 or $4,000 set at this point, but something smaller, something that would look awesome on display, I can easily see reaching that $1,000 price point. And finally, the last idea I have for a $1,000 Lego Harry Potter set is the Glenfinnian Viaduct, and you may be thinking, what is that exactly? Well, it's actually the iconic bridge which the Hogwarts Express traverses on its way to Hogwarts. This is a real-life bridge located in the Scottish Highlands, and it would allow Lego to reapproach a big UCS-style Hogwarts Express set, because the one that released a couple years ago was probably a failure considering how quickly they retired it, and also the feedback from the community was quite negative because it was just too big. We could have a really detailed Hogwarts Express similar to the one that TommyCBricks made, which I've also covered on this channel, but if you want to see TommyCBricks' work, I've left a link to his YouTube channel in the description down below. But a highly detailed minifigure scale Hogwarts Express on top of a viaduct I think would be absolutely perfect for an Ultimate Collector Series Lego Harry Potter set. It would actually be very similar to the Bricklink designer set, the Logging Railway, but just look a hell of a lot better. Right, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to check out my Whatnot live stream taking place this weekend on Saturday the 26th of July at 7 PM UK time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Lego Harry Potter video. Bye guys.